when you first walk in, on the wall there's engravings from, famous African Americans. There's quotes, and they're describing the struggle, to other African Americans. And then after you get past that, it's this long, long walk. And then there's this sculpture. That sculpture is so alive, of a man in chains and a woman holding a baby. And I mean, it's metal, but it's real. So that stays with you. And then you go on these long walkways, and it's just endless. Each state and each county of each state has these huge metal pylons hanging down with the names of the people and the dates. And it just goes on and on and on and on. Those are the ones they know about. Those are the ones that are documented. I can't imagine if that was me, and that was my son, or my husband. I'd be so angry.
The day that my mom found her husband, well, they was coming from her dad's house, and this car automatically stopped right there on that bridge, and they saw this figure hanging from a tree, and they walked over to see, and she recognized him from the ring on his finger, who he was. He had been missing quite a while, and most of the flesh was off his bone. The ladies from Georgetown that started this deal, she brought it over, and they had a memorial service for my dad at Allen Chapel AME Church. And that's when we all put a scoop of dirt in the jar. And then the rest, I put the first scoop. Then the rest of the people in the church filled it up to where it's at today. And so she gave me this jar, and she kept the other one is down in Montgomery.
There was a young man and his mother in the outside of the memorial where they have the duplicate pieces for each county, and he was yelling to his mother, yes, these are exactly the same as the ones inside. And Toy and I pointed out to them that those are for the counties to come and own their history. So I would love it. And he asked, well, has anybody gotten one? Is this new? And I said, well, I think they opened in April, and it's still pretty new, and I don't know, we should ask the staff. But if no one has, I would love for Williamson County, Texas, to be the first county.
My own grandfather, my mother's father, my mother was born in Anniston, Alabama, and her father was a very influential Baptist minister and was influencing people to vote, black people to vote. And the word on the street was that the KKK was going to be lynching him. So he sort of left in the dead of night and sent for the family later. They made their way to Syracuse, New York. In my own family, there's been, that potential for being a statistic as far as the lynchings and all that stuff. So it hits very close to home for me. And just my experience growing up black in America, especially during that time, well, especially now, anytime, I guess, is not easy.
Just because there were so many, I would just say a few out loud quietly to myself, and I would read them. And what really shocked me was very early on, there's a Tennessee county where in a single day there are 2 columns of names, and it's all these unknowns all on the same day. And I was counting them. I said, look, honey, here's 9, no wait, 10. And she goes, no, honey, it starts up here and there are names, and then it switches to one, all on a single day. And then later another one and another one. And how do you murder 20 people in one day in some small rural town in
Yeah.
I mean, that
And that
is,
was just the first one.
mhm.
We saw that repeatedly throughout the exhibit.
And that's when I just wished I could memorize them all and
Yeah.
go to every county. I don't know. It just, how can you honor them all? Hopefully, you know, to some extent. This is a start, but